Hello everyone, RFG here with a review for Mage Tower Massacre, a top-down shooter inspired by classic Flash games from the mid-2000s, developed and published by Squid Lawyer, available on Steam. Following an arcade-style design of endless wave-based shooters, you'll be able to unlock a variety of levels, upgrades, and weapon spells as you battle hordes of enemies to rack up points and earn high scores. Playing as a slick magic-using mage whose tower gets raided, where the backstory for some of the enemies you'll face are pretty much the only story setup you'll get in Mage Tower Massacre, you'll be able to start blasting enemies away almost immediately. In the beginning of the game, you'll have access to a single stage and only 4 of the weapon spells will be available, but you'll be able to unlock more of each based on certain conditions. Your general goal is to go through single level runs to earn as many points as possible until either time runs out or you run out of health, using your abilities to survive for as long as possible. Weapon spells will be your most used ability, with each belonging to a certain class: shotgun, explosive, ricochet, and chaining spells. Shotgun spells have a spread blast that widens the further it goes before hitting anything. Explosives detonate with area of effect damage upon impact. Ricochet spells can be bounced off objects for angled attacks up to a certain distance, and chain spells can target additional nearby enemies. On the bottom left corner of the screen is the magazine counter that displays depending on the spell equipped. Weapons will automatically reload when the mag count reaches 0, but you can also manually reload your weapons before that. Note that you have infinite ammo, but each spell has a limited mag size. You can have up to 4 weapons equipped for a loadout per run, and you have the ability to instantly switch between them while in a level. Each weapon starts out with the full mag count at the beginning of a run, so switching between weapons has more strategic value other than variety. If you prefer a particular type of weapon, you can also equip spells in multiple slots. Each level/run starts with a 2-minute timer that you can see at the top right of the screen, but you can increase your time in a run by picking up extra 12-second extensions as random drops from defeated enemies. Enemies spawn from set locations in each stage, and the frequency they spawn will increase the longer you spend in a run. Different enemies earn a certain amount of base points when defeated, and each enemy killed within a certain amount of time adds to your combo count in the top left corner of the screen. Your combo count is a point multiplier, so adding to your count with quick consecutive kills earns you more points, and coupling that with the higher frequency of enemies means the longer you last in a run gives you a better chance to reach higher scores. More enemies on screen means the more danger you'll face, but there's more to surviving than just blasting foes away with spells. One way to increase your survivability is to use the Mage's short distance teleport ability. While this ability is useful, it has a cooldown that needs to be recharged with the number of defeated enemies before it can be used again. You can see when teleporting is available for use and when it's in cooldown at the bottom left of the screen. Defeating enemies also has a chance to drop a weapon spell power-up for the weapons in your loadout. Different weapons have a different effect when getting a power-up that can stack when getting more. The number of power-ups per weapon acquired is shown on the bottom right of the screen. While these weapon spell power-ups last only through a run, you can also purchase permanent upgrades for just about everything the mage has access to use in a level to increase your survivability. Dying or timing out in a run takes you to the score screen, where you can see your latest, top of the current level, and highest overall scores, along with your max combo achieved and gold earned in the run. Gold is used to purchase upgrades for the mage through the shop, which you can access at the score screen or through the main menu. Upgrades can range from less goals needed for the teleport's cooldown and to use it as an attack, to multiple unique weapon spell upgrades for each weapon, and to a number of health increases. Starting off, taking a single hit means the run is over, but earning enough gold means you can purchase more health. You can see the mage's health at the bottom left of the screen. Normal enemy attacks will knock 1 health point off, while enemy explosives lead to instant kills. Unlike weapon power-ups or time extensions, there is no way to restore your health while in a run. Upgrading the mage increases your survivability rate, and that serves as part of your main goal to earn as high a score as possible, but unlike some arcade-style games, Mage Tower Massacre has its own progressive structure based on points. Going into the unlock section of the main menu shows that everything can be unlocked through points. Most of the unlockables in the game are between new stages and new weapons, and depending on your skill, your time can be pretty balanced by going through runs to unlock something new and going to the shop to purchase upgrades. Progression through unlockables aren't just marked by point thresholds. Instead, levels can have their own set of necessary points to unlock a weapon or a new stage. So for those hoping to get the most out of Mage Tower Massacre, you can by just going through the unlock progress design already laid out in the game. If I had to say what I think Mage Tower Massacre's biggest strengths are, it would be how its base mechanics mix well with upgrades, its stage layouts, and its overall variety. Even though I stuck to using the base shotgun as my main weapon for most of the game, I did find the other spells useful in other situations, and since you can rotate between 4 weapons instantly, there's no real drawback to implement the other weapons in a run. Being able to equip the same weapon in multiple slots has its own benefits, but the game is balanced enough between different spells that it may not always be the best trade-off to lose the extra weapon options. Weapon upgrades are sensible and keep their unique usefulness from others, but I do think some do have bigger advantages while in a run, especially with some of the other upgrades you can buy like the backpack reload upgrade. However, it's some of the upgrade abilities that blend in together almost seamlessly into a run that does make attempting to reach the next point threshold really feel worth pursuing. One of these upgrades is a reflectability, which throws out a quick small barrier that can bounce enemies away along with their attacks for a very brief moment, but can be used even while shooting, barring a short cooldown time for reuse. The teleport ability also becomes so much more practical after its upgrades that implementing it throughout a run makes its use as an offensive tool and as a dodge option both viable. It helps that one of the stage designs actually makes the teleport feel like it's necessary to be as efficient as possible for a high score. Music is different for each level and is pretty good and varied, though it does get heavily drowned out by everything else in this stage. There are some small touches that I thought I should mention, like how newly spawned enemies that aren't nearby aren't immediately alerted to your position, and you can get some enemies to lose track of you. The notice board on the stage score screen will also have different messages and ranks depending on your score. If you're worried about difficulty, it definitely has that arcade feel, but I don't think anything is out of reach as long as you're persistent enough. Each stage has its own layout and look, and even if I don't expect the flash animation art style to appeal to everyone, I do think that the different level layouts provide a good amount of depth for those interested in exploring the game's variety in weapon spells and how to take advantage of the other upgrades available. Mage Tower Massacre's arcade-style design, mixed with its point-based unlocking feature structure and separate upgrades purchase design, reminds me that a gameplay or point-based focus progression outline still works pretty well. But that's it for me. Let me know what you think below. Thanks. Bye.